what advice would you give Caitlin with having to balance not just this orange basketball, but also almost having pressure or kind of the need to get into that race type of conversation?
Right. I think it's really, really hard to put that much pressure on a young woman to be a spokesperson for things that the United States and really globally and historically we have struggled with as an entire society. To make her the spokesperson for that is a lot. But can you talk about white privilege? Yes, you can. You can. But do you have to be the spokesperson for it? I don't think so. If that doesn't come from her, I think it's unfair to put that burden onto someone. But I do think it's good to, as a society, to like have that conversation. Why are we so set and on certain things, and why do certain players get more endorsement deals than other players, right? Like we have a lot of masks representing women in the league, and the numbers for them look very different than for a beautiful feminine representing women that, you know, wear heels and are more sexually appealing to the general population than someone who might not be. And it goes from, you know, intersectional struggles to, you know, struggles that white women also face. You know, she was sexualized also in an interview, which is unacceptable. So it really goes from politics, which were just so blown up also in the tournament. Like, it was just all so heated, but I do think she's doing a great job. And I would just tell her, like, I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing and try to blend out the noise. Everyone has some type of different noise around them, and it looks different for everyone. And she's just now like all eyes on her. And what I hope for her is that she still knows that there's a community of women around her that want her to succeed. Not everyone wants someone to fail. Because if you want someone to fail, like, you're jealous, you're not great if you want someone else to fail, because you can't prove your own greatness, in my opinion. So I just hope she knows that. And I don't know, I feel like you guys feel the same way, right? About the collective strength that you have.
Yeah.
It's so strong. And I think there's also a reason why people tell athletes not to speak up politically, because there's so much power in the collective and so much power in the knowledge that we also have as, you know, Black people on the forefront of the camera. It's always been like that. Like, if you go back to Muhammad Ali, like, there's a reason why he had to endure, you know, jail time. Yeah. So.
Just because the power that he had, right?
Exactly.
I do like, a bit of me thinks it's Caitlin is, because, you know, she's been used to success. She's been used to, you know, the game kind of being hers in college, right? Like, she was the biggest star. She could put on, and she just knew what she could do and what she was capable of. And I think a little bit is more gamesmanship more than, you know, F Caitlin because she thinks she's this. I think veteran players are more so taking a stance of like, no, this is a different league you're in now. Like, this is how we play here. You know what I mean?
I love the vets. They're so hard.
Yeah, like when I watch games, I don't necessarily
though.
like, oh, they're out to just get Caitlin because she's, you know, the number one pick. Like, I think what she's done for the game has been awesome. She's definitely elevated the game from the second. Like, she didn't even pick up a ball yet, and then, you know, now Indiana has all televised games, and I was just like, damn. Like, I've been in Indiana, and it hit different for me being in Indiana and watching, you know, when Tamika was there. And so, yeah, but I do think she's carrying a lot. She has a lot on her shoulders. She's doing a great job of it, though. I think, you know, she's figuring out how to brand herself through this as well. So, yeah, big shout out to Caitlin for holding it down. I think Angel Reese is doing an amazing job. I think a lot of the women that are in that same draft class, Cam and Brink, you talked about Rakia Jackson.
Peely, she went to Minnesota.
Minnesota. Kate Martin is in Las Vegas, right? She's been an amazing
She got
player
some minutes. Yeah, she got some minutes too.
Yeah, so I don't think they're getting, you know, enough recognition, because I think everything is just self-centered on what Caitlin is doing. And, you know, so
and you know,
we got to do a better
me?
job with that.
Actually, what annoys me is when Caitlin only dropped 3 points against New York, the whole conversation was around that and not around a team with great players.
That did something good that day.
Yeah, like
With how
we
Liberty
won
played.
against Indy, and the only narrative is, hey, what did she do? And not even if we look at the Indy team, like Aaliyah Boston is the number 1 pick, and you dare not to say her name once, that's not okay.
I still haven't heard it.
That's not okay.
I still haven't heard it.
Like, how can we not talk about, Aaliyah Boston or Alyssa Smith, who are amazing players who are on the same team, who then also have to profit. And now you can maybe say, hey, maybe now Caitlin can use her voice or like her social media, like, to support your teammates too, because you want them to support you too on the court, which did not happen. And now questions arise of like, hey, what's actually going on? And that shouldn't be the case, right? So just also pushing the public narrative around, hey, like there's other players in the league and there's other players that are better in the league. Like she's not coming in and destroying everyone.
Right.
Like Candace Parker got the MVP her rookie season.
Right.
And she's far from that right now, from what it looks like. So just, pushing that narrative too and actually knowing what's going on and knowing history of women's basketball and not coming into the league as a new fan and trying to say, oh, like you should be thankful. Thankful for what? Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but like we've been pushing charters for years now, and it was supposed to happen probably most likely this year. So people always want to talk, and I don't know. Like I don't know.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, and that's no insult. It's more so like a criticism towards people that are new fans and don't know women's basketball. They don't know what they're talking about, but everyone wants to chat. Like, you don't know how women play. We're a little feisty. Like
So the charter planes were already in, like, you guys were already getting the charter planes before Caitlin Clark.
I think she really like forced it. Like it was like, okay, now there's really like no conversation around it. Now it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But even last year with BG returning home, like there was a whole security issue with it. Even, people from New York, I mean, they had a whole thing. Vegas already chartered. So like it was already going on, but now I feel like now everything had to come together. So it was more so like, okay, well now it really has to happen, and there were no excuses left anymore. I think she made it possible, and Angel Reese too, that there's no excuses for not having charters anymore. But you can't just organize charters for a whole league just like that.
Right.
Had to be playing.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 5 million active users. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community today.
With Prize Picks, you can turn $10 into $1,000 in a single game watching your favorite sports this summer. You can make a Prize Pick lineup in as little as 60 seconds. You just need to pick more or less 2 to 6 players, stat projections, and you're locked in. Just like that.
There's always action on Prize Picks, and this is the perfect time to try out something new as basketball is winding down. Make sure to try out esports this month, because every Wednesday and Saturday in June, if your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose from Counter-Strike 2, Call of Duty, League of Legends, and more.
Download the app today and use code PODCASTP for a first deposit matchup to $100. I repeat, download the app today and use code PODCASTP for a first deposit matchup to $100. Pick more, pick less. Dallas, it's that easy, right?
And what do we say, Jackie?
Cha-ching!